Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 38 for the Pickups on the Keith Shizuo channel. And I've got a decent little stack here for you, some interesting looking stuff. But yeah, so I suppose let's just get straight into it. Now, it is a bit stormy at the moment, so sorry for any thunder sounds out there, but it's got to be done. So, first things off, I'll save the interesting stuff for later, as usual. But yeah, first off, we got a couple Wii games I got from Salvos. We got Tenchu Shadow Assassins. It's got pretty decent reviews on online. And we also got My Sims Sky Heroes, a game I didn't know exist, which is a My Sims dogfighting game by the looks of it. Race and battle in the skies. And yeah, normally I don't really like My Sims game because they're generally just cut down versions of whatever genre they're trying to do. Although My Sims Racing was okay back in the day, I used to play quite a bit, but there was just other racing games that I'd rather play. But the reason why I bought this is specifically because it's on the Wii. And that means that it's got a chance of having the flight controls that I really like. I'm a big fan of the game, what's it called? Skycrawlers, Innocent Aces on Wii. Great game. It's basically anime Ace Combat, but with prop planes. So that it's a great game, and that has a really nice control system, which nobody else it seems in the world likes, but I really do. Where the Wiimote is the throttle, and you tilt that up, and the nunchuck is a yoke. So yeah, I really would like to have more games with that control style, because I think it's, pardon me, really nice. Yeah, so these were $3 each. I thought at that price, you can't really go wrong. Ooh, pardon me. Another game I got, before we get to the really cool stuff, is Wipeout Pure. I already got Wipeout Pulse when I got my PSP the other week. So yeah, I didn't have Wipeout Pure, but then I found it for $8, 25% off, so $6. And I thought, I might as well. And you might wonder, this is a bit of a weird looking case for Wipeout Pure, and that's because it's actually the artwork from the inside. But I just thought it looked really cool on the outside, so I swapped it over. I like it when cases do that. I think it's a great way of adding just a little bit of extra value to the game. And yeah, so Wipeout Pure. I played a little bit of it. Easier game than Wipeout Pulse, at least so far. So I should really enjoy playing that, I think. Alright, now we get to the good stuff. This is the first time in a long time that we've had a significant 16-bit haul. As you see, I got a bunch of Mega Drive and even a Super Nintendo game. And I'll talk a bit more about my 16-bit collecting after this, but let's go through what I got. The last game I got was the most expensive one, and it was $15, and it's Space Area 2, and the label's peeling, and it's loose. I normally wouldn't buy something like this, but it was relatively cheap. I had a bunch of 16-bit stuff already this week, and I like Space Area, so I got it. Probably should have waited. That's not a particularly good deal, but I don't know, I just felt like getting it. Now, the rest of these I got for, let me just do quick calculations, $9 a piece on these Mega Drive games, and these were actually at the cash converters where I got the Spider-Man one from. I went back, originally I was just going to grab the Tasmania, because it was the same price. I was like, I really should have grabbed that first time. Ooh, storm's kicking out back. Yeah, so Tasmania I grabbed, but there were also a bunch that had just been traded in that I decided to grab as well. Actually, no, I think I grabbed Tasmania on the first day, and then I went back the next day and grabbed these ones. So yeah, for $9 each, I got F-22 Interceptor, a nice 3D flight game. James Pond 2, which is a platformer. And a double pack, I didn't know that these existed. This is Bubsy and an RPG, I think, named Jewel Master. So yeah, I'm not too fond of Bubsy, I mean who is? But yeah, Jewel Master is the more interesting one here. And this is actually just what these are packaged in. They didn't come with any manual, so I don't know if they originally did. But this is just a VHS case, or a video case, as we used to call them. But yeah, it's just it's ever so slightly small, but I think it's just a bit more of a snug, early one. But yeah, this is by everything I can tell, an official release. It goes for quite a bit online, and it's just in a video case. So, yeah. But anyway, I think that's a pretty good deal. This one was actually $25 for the pair. So these two, each of these cost slightly more than the and it was 25. It was 25 minus 25%. So yeah, it was slightly more than the others, about $18. But yeah. And then I got one more at a different cash converters. This one in Fairfield. And I got this one for $15 plus the 25% off, so about $11. And it's Blazing Skies on Super Nintendo. Don't know that much about the game, and it is quite frankly in poor condition. I don't usually collect rentals, but I made an exception for this case. The cartridge is heavily, well, I don't know, moderately sun-faded. It's got this whomping great, detector sticker on the back. It's even engraved. I didn't realize it's actually been engraved twice, I think, maybe. It's engraved once here. It says South Side, right here, if you can see. And then it's also got a bit where somebody's sanded something off there. So I don't know, maybe it's been engraved twice. It's got stickers on it. The manual is tattered, you could say, and it's got, the original rental thing. Oh, Civic Video Cronulla. All these things come all the way from Cronulla, which is quite. Whoa, I did not realize that the cover is no longer stapled. Oh, and it's got all the cheat codes written in it. I don't know. I kind of like it when it's at this degree. When it's got some obvious history. This has character. The average PS2 rental game that doesn't have character. This does. And of course, the way that these rental place, Civic Video, or whoever they were, almost certainly out of business, but I did actually find the other day a rental store, like an independent brick and mortar rental store, still in business, not too far from where I live. So we're just trying to get this back in. And the way they made this case is they took a video case, and I'm going to stop saying VHS now, because it's freaking videos. I know they're technically they're videos. They're videos. But yeah, what they did is they took the Super Nintendo box and they just sliced across there, sliced out the edges, and they wrapped it around this video case. As you can see, the artwork's the correct way up. The spine is upside down relative to what it should be. So, for example, we have artwork the correct way up here, but then the spine is. Well, it looks correct way up, but it's upside down from what you expect, because this is the way you expect to be sitting on a shelf, and it's upside down. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting way of doing it, and yeah, it's a flying game. I like flying games, and I thought, what the hell? It's 16-bit. You don't see 16-bit often. And I just want to quickly talk about my 16-bit collecting, and I'm thinking I might actually stop doing it altogether and just sell off my 16-bit collection. It's not particularly large. I mean, my Mega Drive collection, thanks to these last 2 weeks, has grown significantly. It's about doubled in size. But my Super Nintendo collection, this is if you don't count the Super Game Boy, this is my third Super Nintendo game that I found in about 3 or 4 years of collecting. So yeah, that should tell you what it's like to collect Super Nintendo in Australia. But I'm thinking of stop doing it for the main reason being that I really am not sure that I want to be dealing with PAL conversions anymore. Because recently I got a new TV this week, or maybe it was last week, I can't remember. It was one of the 2 weeks I got a new TV. I might have told you about it. Oh yeah, no, I did tell you about it. But yeah, now I've got a proper stand for it. It's all mounted up. I bought an equipment rack I found pretty cheap at a Salvos. I might show you guys this off a bit later. To put all the consoles in, I've hooked them all up to the nice TV. And so that's basically been converted into my gaming TV now, because it has extremely low lag compared to a lot of other LCDs that I've played before. I've hooked up the surround sound to it. It's got a very nice crisp image, brilliant handling of analog component. 240p handling, it's misinterpreted as 480i, but it still is very, very sharp, very crisp, not really much in the way of ghosting, and composite handling is all good too. The problem is, I plugged in my Mega Drive at one point to try it out, and I'm not too sensitive to the whole 50-60 hertz thing. Like, I know it's slightly small, I know that Sonic runs too slow or whatever, but if I want to play 60 hertz, I can play it on like a PS2 conversion or something. The thing that gets me though is that border, the resolution switch, and that bothers me. And on a CRT, it's not that bad because it's pillar boxed. Well, relatively pillar boxed, so that you just lose the top and the bottom. But on a modern TV, it's very obviously squished, and you've got the big bars on all four sides. And that's not really something I want to deal with all that much, which is unfortunate. So I'm actually thinking now. Of course, I am going to keep the CRT I've currently got, or a CRT, because I need one for light gun games. But if you've seen any of my old setup tours, that setup is now completely just dead at the moment. Everything's unplugged. It's all in a state of flux. Everything's moving over. But yeah, I'm going to keep a CRT around for light gun games on PlayStation 2, and Xbox. I'm going to use it for N64 because I really can't be bothered setting up an M64 on my my new TV because I don't play N64 that often. It's not my favorite system. See, and then I'm going to have it for my 16 bits, but at that same time, I don't know whether I should bother. I'm thinking of just going for and putting together a RetroPie system and making that 16-bit. Now, what I am still interested in is the Master System. So, but that will all hinge on whether it has the borders as well. If it's got the borders and the 50-60 hertz sensors, I might not bother. But because that was a lot more popular in PAL territories in the US, it has a chance of having better ones. So I need to do more research. But I would like to get myself a nice Master System. Model 1. I only want a Model 1. I don't want a Model 2. It's poor styling and also less features. But yeah, so hopefully once I've got everything cleaned up in there, I'll give you guys a new tour of the setup for the end of the year. But yeah. Also, last noteworthy thing regarding to game hunting, I got my license yesterday, my provisional 1 Australian driver's license. So hopefully I'll be able to use that to do some game changing a bit further afield, more regularly than I usually do. Anyway, that's about all I got for this week. So random stuff, go to Twitter, send me pictures of everything, all that stuff that none of you listen to. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.